So what if I told you that the entire blueprint for disrupting a multi-trillion-dollar industry could be hiding in plain sight, inside a single sentence? Well, today we're going to put that idea to the test. We are going to unpack one single, powerful sentence to reveal the playbook behind fintech disruptors like Chime.
This, right here, this one sentence from Flourish Ventures is our entire focus for today, and trust me, it is absolutely packed. It lays out a clear, three-part argument for how you can take on and, totally reshape a legacy industry. Okay, let's dive in.
So how do we crack this code? Simple. We're going to deconstruct this blueprint, piece by powerful piece. Let's start with the first pillar, what I like to think of as the very engine of this whole operation, tech-led innovation.
Now, when you hear a phrase like tech-led innovation, your first thought might be, oh, okay, they have a slick app, but that is barely scratching the surface. See, being tech-led means the technology isn't just some shiny feature bolted onto an old model. No way. The technology is the business. It's the core architecture that the entire company is built on.
Right. What does that actually mean? Well, it means you're not just slapping a digital coat of paint on some old, clunky banking system. You're building an entirely new one from the ground up. And that changes everything. It lets you sidestep the massive, costly infrastructure of traditional banks. You can use data in ways they can only dream of, to manage risk, to personalize services. And you can obsess over a seamless user experience instead of worrying about maintaining expensive physical branches. It just completely rewrites the rules of what's possible and what it costs.
Okay, so let's move to this second pillar, because a revolutionary tech engine is just a pile of code without a visionary in the driver's seat. This is where the human element comes in. The blueprint isn't just about the what, it's all about the who.
And this part of the sentence is absolutely crucial. Look, starting any company is a marathon, but launching a fintech, that's like running a marathon while navigating a regulatory minefield, all while giants who have been in the race for centuries are trying to trip you up. The stakes are just immense.
So what does it take? What makes a founder truly exceptional in this arena? It's a really rare mix. They have to be fluent in two languages, deep tech and complex regulation. They have to be obsessed with solving a real customer's pain point, not just chasing whatever the next shiny object is. And maybe above all, they need the audacity to imagine a completely different future for finance and the sheer grit to actually go out and build. All right, on to our third and final pillar. We've got the engine, we've got the driver, but even the best car with the best driver goes nowhere without a destination and some fuel in the tank. This is where market insight becomes the rocket fuel for growth. Finding an opportunity where everyone else sees, well, nothing. And this right here is where the strategy pivots from your internal strengths to a massive external opportunity. You can have the best tech and the smartest founders on the planet, but it all means nothing if you're not solving a real problem for real people. Chime's genius wasn't just in building a better bank. It was in choosing who to build it for, an audience the giants had completely ignored.
And who are these people? You know them. You probably are them. They're the digital natives who live on their phones and would rather do anything than walk into a physical bank branch. They're the gig workers and freelancers whose income doesn't fit into a neat 9-to-5 box. They're literally anyone who's ever been blindsided by a confusing overdraft fee or a minimum balance penalty. The key insight here? These aren't just some niche edge cases. This is a massive underserved population just waiting for a better solution.
Okay, so we've taken the sentence apart, we've examined all three pieces. Now for the really cool part. Let's put it all back together and see how these components combine to create a disruptive force that is so much greater than the sum of its parts.
So here is the crucial point. These aren't just three separate ideas, they are a system. The tech-led innovation, that's the engine, creating a low-cost, hyper-efficient machine. The exceptional founders, they're the drivers, with the vision to see the road ahead and the grit to handle the bumps. And that insight into overlooked segments, that's the high-octane fuel, a huge, eager customer base the old guard just left behind. You absolutely need all three for lift.
And that brings us to the powerful conclusion of our sentence. The goal here isn't just to compete. It's not about stealing a small slice of the pie from the big banks. The true potential of this blueprint is to fundamentally reshape the entire industry, to change what customers expect, to rewrite the economic models, and to redefine what a bank even is in the 21st century.
So there you have it, a simple three-part blueprint for disruption pulled from a single sentence. We've seen it work in finance, which is arguably one of the oldest, most defended industries on Earth, which leaves one massive, fascinating question. Where is it going to strike next?
Just look around. Where else do you see this pattern emerging? In healthcare? Education? Logistics? The playbook is out there. The blueprint is there for the taking.